What was that you're saying about pre-recording, bud?
I said we shouldn't pre-record. No, I didn't say that. I don't remember what we were talking about.
This is the same conversation we had before we scrapped podcast. What was going to be podcast 6, but anyway.
Yeah, it's...
Women are needy.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, you said let's not go into the whole depth behind
Pre-recording.
Pre-recording.
Well, like, I guess what? It's pre-recorded as fuck.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yes. But hey. Let's get into a little bit of, let's play a game for this one. Because I think this will be fun. Maybe. Or I can be completely wrong. I don't know. I don't care.
An MLB 21 home run derby where you suck ass? Oh wait, we've already tried that.
Yeah, and I wanted to fucking kill myself, and for some godforsaken reason, you deleted the recording. And I thought that would have been hilarious just to upload.
Nah, you're being a prick.
Yeah, I'm a prick when I play games that I don't know how to play. And then I get silently judged because of how bad I am at them.
Oh, I was silently judging you.
Yeah,
How
I know.
hard is it to hit a ball coming at you that fast?
So are you saying that if I were to stand right in front of you and swing at your face, you'd be able to catch my fist?
Yeah.
You physically think you can catch my fist?
Well,
Going straight.
okay. No. But I could kick you in the dick.
Yeah, so could I. But you have to take into consideration that not everyone's going to be as good as you in something. And that's why I almost never like playing video games with you. Because if you're better at it than me, you like to gloat about it.
That's just what I do.
Yeah, I know. And it makes me want to kick you in the dick. Main reason why I was very hesitant to fucking play Pokemon with you. And then when we started that cage lock... Did I say it right?
Mm-hmm. You finally said it correctly.
Yes. When we started that Nuzlocke... You love me. Cage lock, when we finally started that, you were talking mad shit.
I was talking mad shit.
You were talking
but
mad
I only
shit.
won one cage match, and then you basically took 3.
Mainly because you got absolutely fucked.
In that second gym, I really did.
You got absolutely fucked in that second gym, and that I felt so bad. I was like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry, but also, thank fuck, he was gonna take away my, beware. You were gonna take away my beware, and I was like, no, my beware.
But now I'm really hesitant to go back to that cage lock just because
I don't remember what my Pokemon are.
I don't remember what Pokemon of yours had prizes. And I don't remember what encounters I had and what didn't, and what I did not.
Yeah, I don't remember any of it.
And I think the only Mon that I did have a prize on, I think I lost it. Right, it was the Charge-a-Bug.
Yeah, the one that you were begging me not to take away from you. But I took it away from you because I knew it was going to fuck me up later.
Well, yeah, Vicavolt's pretty nasty, dude.
Yeah.
For an electric bug.
No, what I can't wait for is that new Pokemon game that's going to come out. I'm going to play the shit out of that game.
I'm not going to play Legend of Arceus.
I'm going to play the fuck out of it.
I might touch it here and there, but if it's nothing like the core games, I don't know why I would. But I'm definitely excited for those remakes. I think we already talked about it in either podcast 3 or 4.
Probably, yeah, but bring it up again because we got to the conversation.
No, it was just the fact that like I had made that guess and wound up being right about like how Game Freak does their games and their remakes.
Yeah.
But that's really why I was excited. I'm like, Gen 8. Hands down, we're getting a Gen 4 remake. We definitely are, and if we're not, I might start a riot.
Let's start
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, but like let's get into some
Oh, fuck.
shit. All right, let's talk about Magic.
I actually wanted to bring that up before that whole thing happened. TCG Friday. I think we should start recording it soon.
Yes.
But I definitely want to order more cards from TCG Trader.
You mean TCG Player?
Whatever. Tomato, tomato.
You make my brain hurt, man.
Shut the fuck up.
You are very passionate about things. You know the one thing that I'm passionate about? Fucking card games, man. That is my life. Not actually my life, because we can't really play them here because we live in Wyoming, and the only two places in town that actually play them only do Magic, pretty much, or Pokemon. And I don't really like the Pokemon trading card game, and I like playing Vanguard more than Magic. Even though
I like playing Yu-Gi-Oh more than any of those, but...
Yeah. Dave's used to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I used to do like a 1 o'clock Saturday tournament, but then stopped.
Yeah, mainly because he wasn't making enough money off it because people weren't showing up. Which makes sense. The same thing that happened with Vanguard. I showed up every single weekend to go play Vanguard over there. I was getting my ass kicked some days. Some days I was doing decently well because it's pretty much a fucking chance game. But I fucking love it.
But yeah, I need to order more cards for my Dark Magician deck. I think I definitely need to take it apart and prioritize it. Or make an entirely new deck with the whole Magician Girl archetype. Well, no, because Chocolate Magician Girl works really well, and then Lemon Magician Girl works the same way as Chocolate Magician Girl, so she's not that important, really.
Yeah, and then Magic, for example, we don't really need to change much about that, mainly because you got a hold of a metric crapload of Magic cards.
Over 60,000.
Yes. And it's going to take a long-ass time to go through all those.
Not only just to go through all of them, but to also... a good chunk of those are more commons and uncommons, so making a deck out of those is going to be a pain in the dick.
Not really, because there's a lot of commons and uncommons that go into good decks.
And I feel like even with those as options, you'd still order brand new cards.
Yeah. Probably mainly because that you could probably get better quality cards and even cards that are probably better than the ones that you find for, But
for the sake of TCG Friday, I would make a brand new deck out of whatever the fuck we have.
Yeah, we can even do like a Pauper series where literally Pauper you only use commons. And just play straight common deck.
I think that goes hand in hand with something I wanted to do, though. Like, if we were to get someone or like 2 other people to come on for a TCG Friday segment, we can do like the whole tournament thing where we'll spin a wheel, it'll pick a color, and then we have 30 to 45 minutes to build an entire deck out of that color.
Yep.
And then we have to face each other, so on and so forth.
And then we could also do it in a way where we could play Commander too, because I love Commander. I'm not the best at it. I don't know all the rules for Commander, but I do love the concept, and I have probably too many Commander decks that I don't even play with.
That is fair.
No, like, I'll go out and I'll build a deck that I like or that interests me, and then I don't even play with it. I just have it to have it. That's the point where my addiction has reached. Like, I built that fucking Nightmare Doll deck for Vanguard. And how often do I play Vanguard?
Never. We haven't touched TCG in forever.
Yeah. But I still fucking love that deck for how retarded it can be. Or my freaking Magic Mill deck. That's the best thing ever. And it's still not as good as it could be. Because there's a card called Fraying Sanity that I really want to get. Okay, what do you think Fraying Sanity does? Place on the field and it basically enchants a player, right? And that player, however many cards that entered into their graveyard at the end of their turn, they then put that many cards into their graveyard. So it doesn't matter how those cards got to the graveyard, they then take that number of cards and they put it in the graveyard. So for example, I place a Frank Sanity down. I play Glimpse the Unthinkable. You mill 10 cards. At the end of your turn, you then mill 10 cards. So then imagine if I were to chain a couple things. Be like, oh hey, you milled 20 cards in this turn. End of your turn, you then mill another 20 cards. Now think of it this way. I have 2 Frank Sanities out. One activates, so I make you mill 10. So then that one makes you mill 20. Right? So that makes it 30. So then the next Frank Sanity makes you mill 30. And guess what? It's only a 3 mana cost card. It's so dumb. I fucking love it.
I definitely know. Not Magic related though. One of those things I wanted to do with my Dark Magician deck, since I run a Dark Magician girl in it, and I'm still trying to figure out like all the the whole 40 card limit for myself though, but I wanted to put bond between teacher and student in there, mainly because, and I forgot its description.
Dude, literally, if you want to build a good Dark Magician and Dark Magician girl deck, look up deck lists for it, right? Don't copy them straight up. Just look at the cards that they have that like is frequently used, and then build a deck around that concept so that it makes sense, and then it's consistent, and then you add your own little twists to it.
Yeah, but rather than copying a whole entire deck list, I'd rather just make it myself and see how it does.
That's literally the opposite of what I just fucking said.
No, I know that. But I'd rather just make it myself. That way I can actually feel a sense of pride when I kick your ass.
How many times have you beaten me in Yu-Gi-Oh?
Maybe only once, but I think it was because of my Cyber Dragon deck, but I don't remember how I did it.
Yeah.
It was my Cyber Dragon against your Blue Eyes deck, but you were also getting pretty fucked.
Whenever I play Yu-Gi-Oh, I always seem to get fucked. Mainly because you can't mulligan in that game.
So, bond between teacher and student. If you control Dark Magician, special summon 1 Dark Magician girl from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Then you can set 1 Dark Magic attack, Dark Burning Magic, or Dark Magic Twin Burst directly from your deck. And you can only activate 1 bond between teacher and student per turn. And I was going to get a Dark Magic Twin Burst and a Dark Burning attack. Or Dark Burning Magic in my deck so that I could use it. Because you have the Dark Burning Magic, and I'm like, well, shit, what if I find a way to get Dark Magician Girl on the field, but I need to remove something?
Yeah.
Like, I've got to figure something out there.
There's all kinds of different things that you can do with Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic and Vanguard and fucking Weiss Schwartz, fucking Buddy Fight, fucking Dragon Ball Z, Force of Will. Then there's Flash and Blood, Digimon.
I forgot there was a fucking trading card game for that.
Yeah, Digimon. And then there's Final Fantasy. They have a TCG. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of TCGs out there, man. And some of them are absolute dog shit.
So, I think I touched up on it in episode 1. But one thing we should definitely do when we do like digital stuff is Hearthstone.
Oh yeah, Hearthstone. Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I don't know how much of that you've played, and I haven't played a whole lot, so like my decks aren't all that good.
The only TCG that I actually have on my phone right now besides Vanguard and Yu-Gi-Oh is Shadowverse. I'm obsessed with Shadowverse. I love Shadowverse.
You have a problem.
Shadowverse is basically the same thing as Hearthstone, but
We could probably try doing Hex again, since it's free to play.
Hex.
It's literally basically Magic. It's just digital, rebranded.
No, like Shadowverse, I love Shadowverse mainly because of the kind of cards and the way the games work, and the different I wouldn't really consider them clans, but the different ways different decks work. Like Bloodcraft, for example, right? You have to damage yourself to be able to activate abilities. Oh my god, I haven't played Shadowverse in so long. I have to download 156.5 megabytes. Damn, I'm not gonna do that right now.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
Not right now, but yeah. There was one card that I was gonna look up for Magic that I don't remember what it was called. Oh, Spawn Sire of Ulamog. This is probably my most favorite Magic the Gathering card in existence, besides anything mill related. Mainly because in a casual game, this card is broken. In a competitive game, it doesn't work the same for rulings, but you've faced this card before. Has Annihilator 1, was basically when it's placed on the field, Annihilator 1, your opponent destroys one permanent. Pay 4, put 2 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn tokens in the battlefield. They have this ability, sacrifice this creature, add 1 to your mana pool.
I may have seen it, but I don't think it's ever been used against me, because I've never played your Eldrazi deck.
And then it's pay 20 mana, cast any number of Eldrazi cards you own from outside of the game without paying their mana cost. Think about that for a second. There's a couple Eldrazi cards in there that when this card enters the battlefield, deal 2 damage to any target. Right? And when it's outside of the game, that means you don't have a limitation of how many copies of it you have. So you can literally place down like 100 copies of the same Eldrazi card. So, this one I heard 2 damage to you. 2 damage, 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 2 damage. It's retarded. And I love it. Or you could just plop down like a bunch of those 10/10 Eldrazi creatures, or like those 13/13 Eldrazi creatures, and just plop as many of them down as you want, because they're cheap and you can get them in a common box at Dave's. I had a whole ass tin. When I played that Eldrazi deck at a casual game, I brought a whole ass tin with me that was just filled with Eldrazi cards. None of them were legendaries, because I just pulled them out of a common box. But, had this whole ass tin, went to a game. It's really hard to pull off 20 mana, especially when you're facing off against people that have like really fast decks. But when I did manage to pull it off, I'm paid 20. And I was like, this is casual, correct? They're like, yes. I was like, so you're okay with what I'm about to do, right? And they're like, I fucking hope so. Pay 20. And I literally took the tin and I flipped it upside down. And I was like, I summon approximately 300 Eldrazi creatures onto my side of the field. And they were like, you're fucking joking. But that's not as bad as this one dude that was playing this type of token deck, where he was summoning like 3 million tokens every single turn. That I didn't have to deal with. One of my friends from middle school, he had to deal with that. And it was hilarious watching him. Like, he literally had 2 little elves on the field, and then he was facing off against I think it was like 53 million tokens, and their power and toughness was equivalent to the number of tokens on the field. So they were 53 million tokens. It was like, oh my god. Stupid stuff that you can do in Magic. I love it.
It's too stupid.
And the fact that that guy managed to get that up to that point is hilarious. And the fact that my friend just let him do it. And you want to know what also was funny? My friend won. You know how? Because it was timed matches. And the dude was literally like, I don't want to win this. I just want to see how many tokens I can get. And my friend was like, okay, fuck it. And he just let him get as many tokens as he wanted until time ran out. And guess what? That was the final game to decide who was going to win the actual tournament.
People are fucking dumb.
I love it. It's hilarious.
Jesus Christ.
And what I love is that you had that Dave did casual tournaments. It wasn't like just casual play, it's tournaments.
See, now, I hated that they were called tournaments.
Yeah.
Because one kid I went to school with, I was the reason I got sophomores that year into Magic, and I regretted it because one of them I really, really hated, but he was extremely competitive. So he basically made an elf deck similar to the one you made. Actually, it's pretty much the exact same fucking thing. And he's like, oh yeah, I went and played at fucking Days, won the tournament. I'm like, casual Wednesdays? They're not tournaments. He's like, yeah, but they play out in tournament format. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. They're not tournaments. It's casual play, and at the most, all you're winning is promos and packs. Suck my dick. It's not a tournament. That's a fucking ripoff for me to spend 3 hours at a card shop for nothing.
That's usually what tournaments at local game stores are, though. Because
I know.
Because they don't just hand you like, oh hey, here's $50,000.
Oh yeah, here's like $10. Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, that's all they do.
But
and it's just to enjoy yourself.
But that's literally what I wanted to do when I got back into that whole phase around episode 1 and 2 of podcast, when we were finally getting back into like the Yu-Gi-Oh TCG. I kept bringing it up at work. I'm like I would love to just quit my job and play Yu-Gi-Oh for the rest of my life, because and unfortunately, our card shops don't do it, but some do, where if you attend certain tournaments that could get you into qualifier and whatever, I think they do pay it out.
Yep.
And then obviously Konami pays those people that qualify for world champs for a Japan trip to go compete. Yeah. Which is pretty fucking great.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Which sucks, except because I don't fucking speak Japanese.
It doesn't matter, because if it's an English event, you're going to have English-speaking people there.
I mean, yeah, but
it's still...
It'll be the whole matter of trying to get to my hotel, get out of the airport, go to my hotel, find out where the fuck I'm going.
That's the thing, though. If you actually watch videos of people going to Japan, they literally will have signs, and it'll have Japanese, and then it'll also have a subtext of English, so that you know exactly where you're going.
I guess I haven't seen a whole lot of people go to Japan then.
But then you also have those people that work in hotels and stuff. A lot of people in Japan actually know how to speak English and also know how to deal with English people. You know why? Because a lot of people...
Because they lived with losing World War II.
That's not what I was about to say, but I was going to say that a lot of people from America go to Japan. But okay. Fuck.
Hey man, after Hiroshima and Nagasaki, there was no going back.
Fuck, they might try.
We love America now.
They probably don't. They probably despise us.
Some do.
Most likely. But what the fuck was I talking about?
You were talking about TCG and going to Japan.
Oh, yeah.
And then I ruined it by telling you that it's because they weren't butthurt about losing World War II.
No, Germany lost World War II.
Yeah, but we started fighting the Japanese first, and
Yeah, we started fighting Japanese first, but the Japanese were just being retarded. And we were like, oh, you want to play this game? We're just going to nuke you with our new weapons. Our amazing new nuclear weapons that now every single country has. So basically, we're just at a standstill right now because no one can fight anybody because everyone will just destroy each other. Fallout! Anyway.
It's amazing there is still no longer a Cold War, but...
Yeah.
I mean, good for us. I don't have to live in fear and watch fucking Bert the Turtle and the remastered for the 21st century.
And then, you know, those old videos where kids were instructed when they're at school to get underneath the desk.
Get underneath the desk. Duck and cover. You'll be fine. No, you fucking won't.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die of radiation poisoning or fucking something.
Or the explosion's gonna be big enough that it just blows you away. But we gotta give you some sense of security. You can't, you can't just tell kids, if a nuclear bomb drops, you're all gonna die, so be ready for that. You can't tell kids that. They'll freak the fuck out. You can tell adults that, and they'll still freak the fuck out, so... Because that's how snowflake we are in the world.
No, So there's actually this thing where people live with a certain disorder where they basically, like, live with a delusion.
Yeah.
If you were to tell people that, you know how many people would be fucked up?
Quite a bit.
They'd probably be like, oh my god, the bomb's gonna fall at any minute now. Literally, and they would never leave their homes.
We have people like that now, and they don't even have a mental issue. They just never leave their homes. Because they're so socially incapable of being around people.
Oh, I can be around people. I just fucking hate people. Which is why I would love for this to be a full-time thing.
No, like, I love but hate people at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, I enjoy the stupid things that I see people do, or I enjoy the amazing things I see people do. But then there's also that little shred of asshole that I see every single day when I'm at work. And it's like, really? Oh, the pump's not working for you. I'm sorry. Either you can go ahead and try a different pump, or I can have you prepay in here if you want. It's like, oh yeah, I'll just pay in here. Can I just hand you my card and you can start the pump up? I'm sorry. No city in Wyoming does that anymore. Like, where do you live? I live in Torrington. I'm going to assume that you've never paid inside for like the past 7 years. Because no one does that anymore. You have to put in a specific amount into the pump. And then you have to pump it that much. And then I go, but what we can do is, if you pay with credit, you can put however the fuck much you want in there. And whatever you don't use doesn't get charged to the card. And they look at me and they're like, how about you just start the pump for me? I just told you I can't fucking do that, you dumbass. Thank you. But they're an asshole about it. And they start yelling at you.
Fucking Karens.
It's not a Karen. It's usually old men. Because old men are grouchy fucks. But I love old men. You know why? Because they're grouchy fucks. And it's funny sometimes.
I think you have a problem.
Yeah, I hate my job.
I do too. Like, I really, 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 really do.
I'm really contemplating of applying for that night position at Walmart. Won't ever have to fucking see a single customer, especially because of COVID. They're closed at night. And all I have to do is...
that's true, but what happens when they start opening for 24 hours again?
I would be stalking. I wouldn't even be customer service. I'd be manual labor.
I mean, yeah, there is that, but like...
Like, maybe I'd be walking up and I'd be stalking something and person come up to me and be like, hey, can you show me this? And they're probably like high as a fucking kite and they don't know where they're going. They can't see straight because their eyes are all different locations. And I'll be like, yeah, sure. And then help them out.
No, I mean, like, I'm trying to get at this because of Graves. You hated Graves.
Yeah, I hated Graves mainly because my sleep schedule wasn't set for him. It was because I would have to do, like, a morning shift. Grave. And then do an evening shift. Do another evening shift, then do a grave. And then it was all fucking sporadic, and I was like, y'all can go fucking suck a dick! Fuck you. My body can't keep up with that. I can't just go to bed whenever the fuck I want. My body doesn't work that way. I have to schedule my sleep.
Uh-huh. Hairball.
Unless I'm so unbelievably tired where I literally can fall asleep standing up, it has to be scheduled. Main reason why, like, you go to bed at, like, 3 or whatever. I'm still laying in bed because my body's like, it's not time to sleep yet. It's like, fuck. And then I close my eyes, try and fall asleep. I open my eyes back up. Oh, shit. 30 seconds went by. God damn it. But something I really want to do is we need to get into playing more TCGs for the channel. And I think that would be very fun. Mainly for me, because I'm obsessed and I really want to play Vanguard again.
Well, let's clear off that table behind you, get the fucking tripod out here. We can do it all tomorrow.
Oh, fuck yeah. And we could do a standing one.
That's the point of the table.
No, you know what else we need to do? We need to spend... They make them now, but they're expensive as fuck because you have to have them, like, personally made. Dual discs that can hold Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
All right, you
while
know
they're
what?
sleeved.
No, I don't fucking believe you. I have to look this up now.
Konami does not make them. They are made by, like, individual people who actually hand make them. And they can hold sleeved Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Do you know what the website is?
No, I don't know what the website is.
And how do you know these exist?
YouTube, dude. Facebook. They post that shit. But no, we have to get dual discs that can hold sleeved Yu-Gi-Oh decks and fucking play a dual disc game of Yu-Gi-Oh. Even though it's probably going to be the most difficult fucking thing ever. Mainly because we don't have simulation bullshit in the real world.
Which sucks dick.
Yes. Hey, Elon Musk, a little recommendation for me. How about you get into doing that for me, bud? And then Vanguard, we need to get like those... They actually have done something like that.
It's a cosplay prop, but here you go. A prop darts dual disc blue for $114.
That's on Amazon, yeah. But that doesn't hold sleeved cards. That only holds Yu-Gi-Oh cards outside of the sleeves.
Fuck Amazon.
Well, yeah. Why would you try Amazon for that? Go to fucking Google and type
did.
in... No, Google. Dual disc. Dual disc. That fits card sleeves.
I'm pretty sure that when Konami made their first one, it was... See, eBay used $98.
They're expensive as shit.
Those could fit sleeves. But, yeah.
Or, you know, something that can be done now because Yu-Gi-Oh is evolving that way. Make an app for your phone. And then make a dual disc where you just plug your phone into the dual disc and it basically you just have your fucking phone chilling on your arm. And literally, you place the card down, right? And let's say they put like they start putting QR codes or something on the back of the card. The dual disc will scan the QR code on the back of the card and send it to the phone, so that it doesn't matter how far away from the person you are, you can see the board on your phone. And you can see the cards on the board, and you can see everything that's going on.
Is that a real app or...
No, but...
Could you imagine, though, if we could do that? Like, it uses...
That technology exists, and we can physically do that.
Yeah, no, but do you know how fucking cool that would be?
So cool.
Like, so...
Konami!
the way I
Fucking do
imagined
it.
the way I imagined it with the way you explained it, like what if the app uses microphone capability and it reads positions. The dual disc reads positions of cards, and the dual disc, say for like trap spell zones, it actually kind of has like a printer scanner that can like scan the card so that. Well, no, that would make no sense because.
Well, no, all you have to do is put a barcode on the back of the card, and whatever direction that you put the card in, it scans it. So there's a scanner on top and a scanner on bottom. It'll scan the QR code. If it scans it on the bottom, it means that the card is face up. If it scans it on the top, it means the card's face down and it's set. Same thing with when you place a monster face up, right? You can put it in defense position. What the fuck?
I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
But no, you place like a monster in defense position, right? The scanner will scan like and it sees that the barcode is facing this way instead of this way, so it says, "Oh, this is being defense position."
Yeah, I think that'd be cool just to see basically it all happen on the phone. And it'd be like Dual Links, obviously, except you don't have to fucking touch anything. You're already doing it.
Yeah. And then it could also be like the sensors know that a card's being placed on top of it, right? So when you want to place like a monster face down, like you want to set a monster, you just set a monster and it just appears on the app that there's a monster set there. Because you don't know what that monster is, the opponent doesn't know what it is, because it's face down, right? They decide, I'm going to attack that one. When you flip it face up, scans the barcode, it appears on the app.
I think there's a way to go with it to be more advanced without having to put QR codes on cards.
Yes, there is most likely a way to do it.
Because QR codes then mark cards.
Well, yeah, but then they would still be official cards. But even then, you could also probably be like, hey, just order specific QR codes for specific cards, right? So then, like, for example, right, only those cards can be used to be played in that app or whatever, which then you would have to spend more money to be able to play the game that way compared to the original card game. But if they were to start actually just like, let's say, if they make that and then they release the next set after that thing came out and they start just putting barcodes or something in a way that allows the app to read those cards on that specific disc or whatever, and they just add it and put that concept into every single card and every single set afterwards.
So like Dual Links and with what World of Warcraft did, it would actually be a great way of being able to start from scratch and have people follow it.
Yep.
That because like I really wish I would have been able to collect cards all the way back from when it started to now. But I was never able to do that. And I keep falling behind with Dual Links updates. And like I didn't get to play much through the 5Ds update.
Yeah. But then
and I'm hardly even playing now through the Xyz update.
Yeah. But then you also have that concept of they release that, people are going to want the older cards, so that gives them a reason to reprint old cards to then make more money off selling older cards.
And Konami could make a fuckload of money out of trying to get that whole thing down, create the app, and actually create like phone holders within that dual disc.
Yep.
It would be like Recoil, kind of.
Yeah, like all you would have to do is like, for example, right, charge the device, maybe, right? So, because, it has all this shit. It's probably going to be a heavy little bitch, but I mean, like, a dual disc makes sense. It's going to be heavy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then, literally, it could have, like, a detachable plug-in between, like, Type-C, micro, and lightning. Plug the phone in, and then has an adjustable length thing on it so that it can fit any size phone. Maybe you can even do it with a tablet. I don't know why the fuck you would want to plop a tablet on your wrist, but, whatever, fuck it, right?
Bigger screen allows
yeah.
for you to actually like see more of a field.
Yeah, but then you also
to do it with your phone.
Let's say, example, right? You walk into it becomes like a Pokemon Go sense, right? You wander up on someone in the middle of a park or something, and then you see this dude fucking walking around with this massive fucking screen on his arm. It's like, I can't bend my arm. I can't use my arm because I have this really wobbly fucking screen on my arm.
But could you imagine, like, if they were to integrate that into World Champs?
That would be amazing. And then it would make things a lot more interesting because then you could also, let's say, plug in like a casting device into the actual disc itself, and then you can stream the screen
Onto, like, a floor. Or what they could do is use, like, a spectator, and it tracks where the players are standing.
Yeah.
That way it looks real when you're playing shit.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
And it would be so fucking cool.
But you know how many times I've, like, imagined to myself how, like... Because I've talked to you before about it. Like, how I've wanted to make short films with Yu-Gi-Oh! Where we could actually, like, fucking go in depth with, like, details, special effects, everything. And try and actually make something, except having to purchase a dual disc or make one from scratch would have taken a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But it still would have been possible.
Yes.
And it still would have been really cool.
Yeah.
But
like,
that brings that shit to life.
Yes.
Konami needs to fucking hire us.
That needs to be a thing.
It definitely does.
But then you also have to take in consideration, right? I have... You know how far away, like in the anime, the two players will be from each other when they're playing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so fucking far away, and that's just because shit appears in between them, and then they can see what's going on that way. But, have you ever tried playing a card game that far away from each other when there's no shit in between you two?
You can't fucking see a thing.
No. So you literally are screaming at each other, explaining what every fucking thing does, and everything you're doing so that everyone understands what's going on.
What if they could integrate it in within the app, where after a player plays a card, you have the option for it to read you the card description?
Yeah, that's what the barcode would be for. Because it literally it makes the card appear, and then you can tap the card, and it'll pop up, and it'll tell you everything about the card.
Dude, that'd be so fucking cool. And they have a Chromecast feature. That way, like, you know, people who do want to spectate can obviously see it through a screen. Or, like, it helps us kind of visualize... It helps players kind of visualize the field. And, like, actually get a feel for what's really going on rather than have to constantly look at their phone.
Yeah.
Why isn't Konami developing this yet?
We have the technology for it, and that's something that's fucking crazy. They can do it, and they'll make so much money. So much fucking money.
Dude, yeah, literally, I would throw all that's in my bank account at Konami and be like, just shut up, take my money.
Shut up, take my money, give it to me. Oh, it's $1,000 fucking device? Fucking give it to me. I don't fucking care.
Give me the $1,000 device, and whatever I have left, give me cards. Yeah. But that's also going to be the bigger pain in the dick, though. It'll literally, with the whole going back to scratch, though, having to collect those cards. It's like you don't get the 5Ds, the XZs, or you don't get synchro monsters. You don't get the fucking XZs. You don't get the pendulums or the
right. Because all they would have to do is the next set that they choose to make.
Oh yeah, that's when they choose to set those or send those sets out for the thing. But if they would want to start from scratch, like they did in Duel Links, you're literally right back at the beginning, and you're just
no. What I'm saying is
rituals.
The next set that they release for the current format, they then just put barcodes on those cards. So then you can physically play the actual card game face to face with someone, put them in sleeves and everything, and then you can also play it with the app.
Yeah, I think it would just be better for them to start from scratch again.
Well, no, because in that way you can get immediate attention to it because you can immediately start playing what cards are being released then, so that it works with both ways you want to play, so you can choose which way you want to play. And then it gives them reason to then send out more exclusive packs along with the current format to basically like mold it all together. Kind of like how right now they just released like Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. I spent like a solid year and a half going between like different states whenever I could for like family reasons and stuff like that. I would go to any place I could to try and find those movie packs so I can get 3 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon.
And you don't even fucking use it.
No. But I went through all that pain because I was not going to order it online because I was like, fuck that. I'll just find them whenever I can get the chance to, right? I did that for a whole ass year and a half, and I got 1 Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. And then they released the movie packs like a year later, and then it's like different designs or whatever. I walk into the store, I buy 3 boxes, because why the fuck not? Don't get anything. It's like, okay, whatever, doesn't matter. And then I find 2 boxes at Target, and I found those last 2 alternatives like the first month that we were living together. Literally found them the first month we were living together because I found 2 boxes just chilling at Target, and they're on clearance because no one bought them. I was like, shit, I'll go over, grabbed them, bought them. First box, Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Second box, Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. I was like, that's how that fucking goes.
But like, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person though that feels the way I do about like being able to collect all the cards through all the sets.
Yeah.
So like, for me personally, I think it might be within Konami's best interest. Start from scratch, try and just get all those cards reprinted, but with barcodes, and see how it does, rather than spend all that money trying to get all those barcodes copied on even more cards for the next set or whatever, only for it to crash.
Well, that's the thing, though.
That's like with Duel Links.
They wouldn't be spending much money just to have a stupid little barcode placed on the bottom of a card.
Not unless you really, really wanted all that traction, but...
No, like, it wouldn't cost them that much just to put that card on that barcode on new cards. It would cost them more to make the device and the app and all that shit. The whole program itself. That would cost them the most. And if that ends up crashing, which it most likely fucking wouldn't unless they just fucking didn't want to try and they just made a shit fucking app and it didn't work and they wasted all that money for nothing. But like if they actually tried to make a good app, make a good device that you could plop that shit on, and then you could also make it to where it could be customized, right? Or like make different versions of it so that people can get specific ones that they want. Like, oh, I want a fucking Yugioh dual disc from when he was in Battle City. I want that one. They can make it. Or
get Jaden Yuki's.
Yeah.
Get Yusei Fuda's, which literally almost look exactly the same as Yugi's, but whatever.
Yeah. And then like you could also get like Kaiba Mans or fucking all kinds of different ones. And then you could also get like make your own concept, right? It's like, oh, design your own. It comes with the whole device all the specifics that you need, and then you could also like add like parts to it to make it maybe spiky, or add like parts to make it smoothed out, or
you can interchange the parts with certain pieces that play monsters or whatever.
Yeah, you can do that, and they would probably make a fuckload of money doing that.
I still feel it would be within their
plastic.
I still feel it would be within their best interest just to start from scratch.
Well, yeah, it could, but you never know.
Because, I mean, look at Duel Links. That gained so much traction being a mobile game, and they started from scratch.
Yep.
And then started releasing more packs, more sets, just as they would have in real time. And they did it exactly that way. Except I think it was more after every year a new set came out.
Yeah, but the only thing that's going to piss me off is when they get to the Link era and Pendulums. Because Pendulums, that's just going to fuck everything up on Duel Links. Because you only have 3 spell zones and 3 monster zones. And then they add the Pendulum zones. But then immediately take them away for Master Rule 8, I think it is. And then make the 2 end magic zones as Pendulum zones. And then just, I don't know how they're going to do that.
So, the way I'm going to assume that they're going to do it in Duel Links with the same way they did it in the real game, you're still gonna have your three spell trap and monster zones, and then you're gonna have your pendulum scale, where both those zones are dead center, but one's left right of the board.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be until they brought links in that they go ahead and do that. Or fuck it all up and leave those two zones there. That way you still have those spell trap zones.
Well, that's the thing. Links came out, and you still had your pendulum zones. Or I think that's how.
Once link monsters came out, that's when that change came.
Okay, but then you also take in consideration that once link monsters came, it changed the entire dynamic of how you summon synchro, Xyz, fusion. It changed the whole way that those cards were summoned.
Right.
And then, just in the recent Master Roll update, they then took those changes that they put on those cards and took them away again, just so that you can summon all that shit up again without any restrictions. It's just now.
Well, because after the link monsters came, that was bullshit.
Yeah, everyone hated it. And then the only thing that link monsters now affect are pendulum monsters. So you can only summon pendulum monsters from the pendulum, using pendulum, 2 spots that link monsters point to. That's the only thing link monsters actually affect now. Everything else you can summon to the normal monster zone again. I don't even understand why they tried something, did not work, because you don't make a mechanic in a game and then completely change the way an old mechanic is played. That you don't do that.
But with Duel Links, they could do that and get away with it because you still only have your 3 monster and spell and trap zones.
What I think they would probably have to do when it comes to Duel Links would probably place, since there's only 3, they would place the link or the extra monster zone in the middle so that it makes sense that it will automatically point at something no matter where it is. And then in the middle, they just change it to where it just skips the extra monster zone and then points at the normal monster zones on your opponent's side of the field if it points in those directions.
No, you're right. It would have to be in the center, but not in the monster zones.
Yeah, it would be above the monster zones, but in the center. Yeah. Is what I'm trying to say.
And they'd have to be closer together.
Yeah, and then what they would have to do is maybe instead of doing that whole transition between doing where they introduce Link and then completely change the way you play with the monsters when it comes to synchro, Xyz, fusion, that shit. They just don't do that. They don't change the way links work. They just use how they work now, and basically, so you have to use links for pendulum. But if they were to do it that way, they would have to release links and pendulums at the same time.
Well, no, not really, because like I had said with the way they did it originally when pendulums came out, they could do it that way when they released that set, but only time will tell.
Well, yeah, how normal pendulums worked. When they first came out, they basically broke the fucking game, and you could literally summon an entire field of monsters in one turn. And they were 3,000 attack monsters and shit. Just plop there instantly. If they were to allow players to do that, especially in Duel Links, where some people who play Duel Links have never played the actual card game, so they don't know all the rulings for the actual card game. So then if they have that, and then they change it with links, making it to where now you have to have link monsters to be able to summon pendulums, people will get pissed off at that. Because then they're like, oh, now you're taking away the abilities of pendulums. And so on and so forth, and they don't have the same exact fucking thing again.
Well,
so if they were to release it with the new rulings, it would just be a smoother transition when it comes to releasing links, pendulums.
But they could still do it, releasing it pendulum then link. That way they don't have to be at the same time.
But then,
because I see what Konami's gunning for, and I know it's possible
to
do it within Duel Links.
Well, no, what I'm saying is with the ruling wise.
Well, I know that, which it would, yes, make sense just to keep the rules the way they are now once the Link monsters are released. That way there's not that whole split within the Duel Links community that just sends people away. Because that was the same thing that happened with actual TCG players, and so that's why they changed the rule.
That's why they would have to most likely release Pendulum and Link at the same time if they don't want that to happen again. Either that or release Link first before releasing
Pendulum.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I just got a notification from Messenger from you.
Weird. I've been sitting here talking to you this whole time. Huh.
Yeah. No,
I literally sent this 24 hours ago.
Yeah, and I just got a notification for it. Are you talking about that little face?
Mm-hmm.
I just got a notification for that. What the fuck? That's why I was stopped, because I was like, I'm sitting right next to Elijah. Why would he text me something? Anyway, I kind of went on a tangent.
If people know what I'm talking about, I think they know. But then again, I'm also tired. But like, no, it would be possible to do it. You don't need to release them both at the same time.
They would just have to do it in a smart way.
And I have faith in Konami. I'm sure they'll do it right.
Shit, I have more faith in Konami than I do Apple. What?
I have more faith in PlayStation than I do Xbox.
I mean, so do I.
Except for the fact that I still can't get my hands on a fucking PlayStation 5, but...
Yeah, I have more faith in Sony than I do Microsoft when it comes to game consoles. When it comes to computers, full force all faith goes to Microsoft and Windows 10. Because fuck Linux.
Sorry, I just had a stroke. Anyway.
Yeah, fuck Linux. I hate that. Anyway. What can we talk about now?
Probably wrapping this up so that we both go to bed and I'm actually functional enough for work. Because I work a mid. And I'm probably only going to get 6 hours of sleep.
That sounds fair.
Yeah. We just spent an entire podcast episode talking about TCG.
Yeah.
But if you really want a TCG Friday segment put up, we just need to clean off that table and figure out what we're doing first.
Yes, sir.
And probably give me some time to order more cards.
Perfectly fine with me, sir. All right, everybody. This has been podcast number 6. I hope y'all enjoyed.
Tune in next week for number 7, where we're probably going to talk about